After a flurry of gold medals for South Korea's archers at the Tokyo Olympics, what makes them so good? It's not just this year either. South Korea's the most successful ever country when it comes to archery gold medals at the Olympics. Many of us will have seen the bow and arrow featured in historical dramas, and indeed, in this region there is a traditional association between Korea and arrow, China and spear, and Japan and sword. And while most people aren't likely to encounter archery on an everyday basis in South Korea today, if you know where to look, you will find some outstanding facilities and targeted efforts to find youth talent from an early age. There's actually a very traditional place still active in central Seoul called Kang-Chae-young, set up by King-Gojong in 1899 to promote archery. And nearly 90 kilometers south of Seoul, you'll also find the National Training Center in Jincheon, where the Korea Archery Association created a replica of the Tokyo Games archery venue in preparation for the Olympics, complete with loudspeaker announcements in Japanese and English. They also simulated the expected windy conditions at a separate island training facility. And those facilities were certainly used, indicating just how hard they trained ahead of the games. One of the women's team gold medalists, Kang-Chae-young, says, "Lights never went out at our training site," where they apparently prepared like they were already competing at the Olympics. In other words, when you ask the archers themselves, they cite hard work and excellent preparation rather than some other magical formula. Another part of that is demonstrated by the extreme competition just to earn a place among South Korea's Olympic archers. An-san, who has 2 gold medals to her name at this summer's games, stresses their transparent selection process, which focuses on current ability rather than past successes or rankings. This was particularly demonstrated when Tokyo 2020 was delayed by a year, and South Korea's arduous trials were started over again to ensure the team would be at its very best in 2021. That also benefited teenage star Je-deok, who would have missed out last summer due to a shoulder injury. Kang-Chae-young adds that because they go through so many rounds in the trials, they don't get jitters anymore. Now, are there other factors? It's a question that people have been trying to figure out for years, even focusing on things like Korea's distinctive metal chopsticks, promoting dexterity in the hands and fingers. And why not? This is, after all, a sport in which every possible edge, every millimeter, counts.